All right, all right. Good evening, one and all. Good evening, everyone. This is Richie Rich, Richard, aka Richie Rich. Richard Leon Gabriel. I'm calling now from Trinidad and Tobago, where I am currently. Welcome to the call. This evening, you're going to hear about an incredible company that has just launched. A company that has helped myself, my family, and so many other families around the world. I am very honored and privileged to be, and very grateful to be part of this company now about over 1 year, and to be able to share this with so many people in my home country in Trinidad and Tobago. And for some of you might be tuning in from different countries. Welcome once again. What I'll ask you guys to do is to get into a quiet space. Make sure you have a pen and a pad. You could use your phone, but it's better to write down notes. I'm going to be going through some information that could possibly be life changing for some of you. And I want to commend you for taking the time out. I will only keep you for approximately 40 minutes, not too long. But what you're going to see in 40 minutes could add 40 years to your life at an elevated level. Okay. So the name of the company is Iconic. And very quick background about myself. I'm a full-time trader. I've been trading for 7 years. Previously, before that, I was just like you, going to school, getting a grades, graduating, got a job. And I realized that that was not the end of the road for me. It was actually a place where I realized that the job was not going to actually get me to financial freedom. And in life, all of us right now might have jobs. Most people on the call might have jobs. I'm not going to talk down on jobs, but I'm going to let you know that a job is a short-term solution to that long-term problem. And at the age of 20, let's say 24, I I actually left my job. Pretty good job. I used to work for the Ministry of Energy. That's here in Trinidad and Tobago, straight out of university. Made a decent salary, but I had a very good example of how the end result will turn out. I had a very good example because my mom and other corporate persons showed me clearly that all they were doing is working the 2020, the 40 plan, which is working for 40 hours a week, 8 to 4, for 40 years of your life, because most people get employed between 25 and they retire at 60, 65, around there. And you retire basically on 40% when you couldn't even live on 100% of what you had. So that system, in my honest opinion, anyone who has who could think logically, is a failed system, and so much so that it is proven to be a failed system with the amount of student loan debts that they're there that are in United States and around the world. So getting an education does not really guarantee that you'll be successful monetarily in life. And the reason why most of us go to school, guys, honestly, if we be honest with ourselves, is because we want to earn income at the end of the day. And we are pretty much brainwashed into the two biggest assets, a house and a car. And then, when you get those two things out of the way, what are you really going to live for? You're going to live for your kids. And then you could only teach what you know. So if you grew up, and this is how the world keeps going, the rat race, you call it, you could only teach your kids what you know. There's no way that if you are not making millions and billions of dollars, you can't teach someone what you don't know. And for me, it was a very, enlightening place in my life where I realized that I needed to surround myself around people who were at the next level in life, who didn't complain about governments, didn't complain about, the paychecks. They had more month. They had more money, sorry, than month. So they had a lot of time and they had a lot of money. And I realized that I needed to learn a higher paying skill set, a skill set that gave me both income, money, and more time. And, even though we would strive to be, and I'm saying this with a purpose, guys, because I'm going to talk about a high paying skill set this evening that so many people right now in my home country, Trinidad and Tobago, are benefiting from, that I can clearly see because we have been working with some people. I'm going to share some stories with you as well of some people's lives that have been changing. This is by no means a hype call. This is an informative call. This is not a convincing call. This is a call of action for you so that you could make a decision based on the information you're about to receive this evening so that you could elevate your life. Okay. So Iconic is a strict educational company. And for those of you that value education, I won't say education is a scam. Okay. Or else why do we send our kids to school? Okay. So first and foremost, education is the pinnacle of this company or the focus of this company that can get you to the pinnacle level of your dreams and your goals. Iconic is led by a very visionary gentleman. His name is Hassan Mahmoud. I had the opportunity of meeting with him in Dubai last year. He invited my wife and I both to an event because all of the top producers, top income earners were invited. Fully paid for, guys. Fully paid for. We stayed on the best. I mean, guys, life is so different. It's so much bigger than your current environment. You know, there's a bigger world out there. And sometimes you get caught up in life. And I was there once. I was caught up at my job once where, you know, all I could think about was my job. And as the great saying goes, what you think about, you become. And most of us think about our jobs all the time. I remember dreading those Monday morning meetings. And I had a boss. Ironically, his name was Richard as well. And I used to hate, guys, Sunday evenings because I knew Mondays are going to be so tiring, and we celebrate Fridays because that's when we get to actually try to live. So if you like that kind of life, I mean, only living for the weekends, living for 2 weeks out of the year, if you get leave, sick leave, and these different things or whatever they call it, that's no type of lifestyle. So I want you to have an open mind. I say all this for you to have an open mind because that cannot be all to life. And as I said, I'm not knocking jobs. It does put food on the table, but I'm going to challenge you to think bigger, to keep dreaming, because jobs sometimes could steal your dreams. You can't fit your dreams inside of your salary. Okay? So stay encouraged, stay motivated. You are here at the right time to see a company that's absolutely going to change your life as it has done a lot of people already, right here in Trinidad and Tobago as well. So Iconic is the name of the company. Let me get into it. And we have a disclaimer that the results are not guaranteed. Like any other business, your success is based on your own efforts. And I like that, guys, because just like going to school, I had friends who didn't graduate. I had friends that dropped, skipped classes, and all of us had the same resources. All of us had the same teachers. All of us had the same educational syllabus. And some graduated, some didn't, some went returning scholars, all of those things. So I've clearly seen that in this life is very fair. Some will say, well, I didn't get the chance to go and do this. I was born in, in poverty and things like that. This life is fair, guys. If you let the external circumstances dictate where you are in life today, you're taking away the power that you have invested in you, that you could change your life. And I say that because Iconic is going to afford you the opportunity to use a vehicle. Iconic is really a vehicle that you could use to migrate from being an employee, if you choose to, or self-employed, to become a business owner or investor. And for some of you on this call who are not interested in being an investor or a business owner, and you're very comfortable with the 95%, that is okay. I'm letting you know that is okay. You do not have to be a big dreamer. You do not have to be a striver to achieve your goals and your dreams. But I'll tell you one thing, do not complain about what you allow. I hear people all the time say, I don't have enough money. My boss this, my boss that. I'm like, please be quiet. Why are you talking about it if you're allowing it? What are you doing differently? This is 2025. We're living in an age right now where it's very easy, guys, to change your life. But you can't change your circumstances in your life if your mentality is stuck or your mindset is set in a particular way. So I'm going to encourage you and push you again to be courageous, to do something differently, because what we're going to offer here is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity where the 5%ers reside. And I'm telling you again, this is not a sales thing. This is strict education. And you're going to appreciate when I'm done with this call. Okay? Iconic is a global trading academy established in the United States 5 years ago, guys. 5 years ago. The headquarters are in California, and it doesn't matter what language you speak. It is translated in various languages so that you can specialize in the financial markets. Now, guys, listen for a second here. Some of you might be thinking right now, well, I've heard of this trading thing. I've tried it before. I'm not interested. If trading and financial literacy and financial markets education was available in our syllabus from primary school level, you will not be where you are today. I'm going to say that again. If, which is subjunctive, it could have happened, but it didn't. The elites that created that system that we all grew up in, the Rockefellers, from the time they started it, some of you guys need to do your research too, to realize that you were put into a system from since the day you were born. They have designed it to churn out, like an assembly line, employees and steal your biggest skill set, steal your biggest asset, which is your brain to think, and they stick you in a box and tell you this is how much you're worth, and that is how your life is going to be. But if you could learn a high-paying skill set that does not really require, and I'm not saying being a doctor, lawyer, engineer, whatever it might be, those might be high-paying skill sets based on what you know, based on your circumstances, based on your experiences, your surroundings. But in a world that is growing so rapidly, and in a world that there are people that are making $1 million a day, $250,000 a week, from the comfort of their phone, you have no reason to stay in the circumstances you are. You just need to not be comfortable. You need to be uncomfortable. Remember, your comfort zone is your broke zone. So this gentleman, Mr. Hassan, he's young, he's a visionary. Mr. Edwin Haynes is the gentleman who introduced me to the company. He is my coach for over 14 years. He lives in Houston, Texas, and he has created tons of millionaires. He's also an established businessman, a tycoon. He's someone who's versed in real estate, oil and gas, all of those different industries. But he sees the future and he understands how to get companies. He's the president of this company. He understands how to grow companies to billions of dollars in revenue. And with that being said, Mr. Hassan invited him to be part of as the president. And Mr. Edwin Haynes reached out to my wife and I, and we were very reluctant at first, guys. We said, listen, I don't want to have to share anything with anyone. Let me tell you the truth. I didn't even want to be on a call like this. And I'll tell you how I ended up being on this call. Mr. Edwin Haynes said, listen, just look at the services, and if you like it, continue doing your trading. I know you're full-time traders. Enjoy the service. Enjoy making your money. You don't have to tell anyone. And I was happy with that because there are a lot of negative people out here. I mean, they're not much, but they get it wrong a lot. You know, they get it wrong a lot. And I started using the services just over a year ago. And I could tell you guys, let me just share with you. I think I could share this with you. We have been absolutely blessed within the last year to have seen our biggest trading month, one of them, which we share openly, we don't share all, of over 26,000 US dollars, which were 19,000 and continue trading. And this is US, not TT, guys. And to live in a country that's 7-1, you got to experience this for yourself. You got to experience how it is to be able to learn a high-paying skill set that doesn't take you 4 or 5 years. It can happen faster, and that's why we are promoting Iconic, because it enhances your IQ. It helps you to learn a skill set part-time if you choose to, while you're still at your job. But you have to put in the work. This is not taking your money to trade for you and all of these different things. This is you learning a life skill set, making you more valuable, and that is how you generate more income. The reason why some people are not earning a certain sum of income is because they're not valuable enough to the marketplace to get a direct correlation to the value add to the market. The monetary value is how much it compensates you for. Okay? So who are we? We're a community of entrepreneurs with a mission to help millions of people find purpose and achieve financial results with digital businesses, with a digital business, okay? Now, the financial markets, guys, some of you do not know, but it's $1 trillion industry, and we could literally make millions of dollars every day if we had the right education from the beginning. So I'm going to share with you about the financial markets. I'm not a financial advisor, guys. I am just a simple stay-at-home dad, retired before 40, that is helping people see how they can do it too if they are disciplined enough and open-minded enough to learn it from some of the best in the industry. So I'm going to share with you some of the services and educators that have been changing people's lives in a very short space of time. Okay? Very short space of time. And then I'm going to share with you how much it's going to cost, because everything has a cost, guys. You showing up tonight has a cost. It's costing you time. But sometimes we put the wrong effort and use up our time into things that do not give returns. This is going to give you a conscious interrupt and give you a change in your thought process so that most likely you could take different actions, so that most likely you could get different results. So we have the Forex market, the stock market, and the crypto market. These are the three most dominant markets in the world today. And you're going to learn how to be an expert trader in all of them. I say all of them, guys. And it's not going to take you all your life. Okay, so be very excited for that. And it's also not going to cost you not even 1% you would pay for a degree. It's so much cheaper, guys, to go straight to the money than spend 4 years and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars going for a degree that doesn't guarantee you income and doesn't guarantee you freedom. So understand the timing of this, what I'm showing you here. So the business evolution of the world, okay, things are changing rapidly, as you could see. How many of us know about artificial intelligence? How many of us know that, dating changes, finding a new partner, TV shows, it replaced movies. I remember in Trinidad and Tobago, I used to go to a cinema called Windsor and cabs go in Arima because I was born in Arima. I mean, I lived in Arima. I wasn't born in Arima. And now today, we have something called Movie Town. And then I divorced Movie Town. And now we have Netflix. We're home now, sitting up. We don't go anywhere. Comfort of our home. We buy recliner couches. And we just push a button and we have all the channels in the world. The world came to us. So the world is now getting smaller. So there's no excuses for people not to make extra income. You don't have to go and slave another 8 to 4, hold on 2 jobs to do this. You just need the right information. Is anyone getting this evening? Okay, so let me just jump really quickly. So we're going to have, the companies has a few packages that you would get to access the education. Now, what do you get for the packages? Okay, because you're going to ask, okay, what am I getting for this? So the package that most people go with is called the Elite Pro. Everyone is excited about the Elite Pro pack, and I'll explain you what you get in this package, guys. Okay, the Elite Pro pack will give you something called ECA. ECA, if I could share it with you, this is what it will look like, the ECA. They may upgrade it because the company is doing an overall right now, a whole upgrade. And you would, if you enter into the ECA, you have your Forex Academy, your Crypto Academy, your Stock Academy. You have live trading sessions and you have master classes where you can jump onto a live session with educators and make money live with them as well. Now, the live trading sessions, let's say you're a professional and you don't have much time, like so many people in the world always cry, I don't have enough time. That's why you guys actually need this to gain back time, or you'll forever cry that. When you make time and you prioritize, because no one owns time when you have 24 hours in a day, you have to prioritize your life. You will never get more time, guys. You just schedule your priorities or make your priorities a schedule. Well, fit it into your schedule. So this here is one of the most game-changing educational academies and recordings that this company, I would say, in my opinion, has to offer. What I have seen this company do with this service called Stock Options, we have one of the best. Let me go back to the slide. I know I'm jumping a little bit. We have one of the best educators on the planet called Earth. Okay? That is exclusive to us. She is a world-renowned stock options educator, and it is literally $300 per hour for private lessons from her. Ladies and gentlemen, I have friends now, strangers who have become friends, who we're helping in our community right now to make from $100 to $1,000 US a week because of the education they're getting. Now, some would say, well, I've tried something like this before. No, you haven't. Stop thinking for a second. You have never tried anything like this. That's why you're obstructing your own blessing. I know this. We talk to ourselves. And if you said you don't, you just did. Okay? Stop thinking for a second and just listen. Keep an open mind. Let me show you how it is. Your life could change if you keep an open mind. You have never tried anything like this before. Never. Stock options, you probably never even heard of this. I didn't hear of it either for 7 years as a full-time trader, as someone who has time freedom now. And I did not jump into her boot camp or her classes for an entire year because I was ignorant to the fact of how great the education is with Jessica Ramos. So let's say you're a full-time trader. Let's say, well, I don't know, maybe an intermediate trader. Yeah, you make some money, you lose money, you have bad risk management, all of those things, right? You're not profitable. And if you're trading and you're still at a job, you're not profitable, period. Okay, you can't live. You need to get into these classes. She takes people from beginner to intermediate to advanced level. And she says she could take someone who is disciplined and focused in 90 days. Once they apply themselves with her education, you could become a competent, independent trader in any financial market, not just stock options. So what I've noticed, let me share with you some stories in our WhatsApp group. We have groups, guys, right now from Team Legacy, right? Shout out to the Team Legacy group that is changing lives. We have our stock options chat. And today is not really a trading day. Today is Tuesday. We know in the financial markets, we don't really trade on Tuesdays. But we still had people, okay, making money on a non-trading day. One of them, I won't call his name, but he said, if it's a scam, I would like to be scammed 4 times per day. Guys, I was cracking up so much when I saw that. And let me tell you something about this customer. He's a huge inspiration to so many of us. The first time I met him, I knew he was going to be a winner because of his mindset and because of what he wanted in life. He knew exactly what he wanted and he was willing to put in the work. That's all it takes, you know. That's all it takes. We have the environment to win. It just takes the right people in the environment to win. The environment is not the problem. The people, the person, the being is the problem. Always, always in life. That's why you have people go to church. Church is there. They go back and they repent. They say, Father, forgive me. And they say how many thousand Hail Marys and whatever it is. Every week they keep doing that because they're backsliders. But you find a disciplined person to apply themselves and don't backslide, they're going to have massive success. So you made 162 US today. How many of us could say, I made 162 US? I don't know, multiply it by 8. You live 8 times greater, guys. Or 7 times. You live 7 times greater in the little beautiful island of Trinidad and Tobago when you're making US. Okay? And I will share with you something. What we do here, guys, which is a big difference because some people have no clue about trading. They think you have to hand people your money to trade for you. People making 10% a day, all right, in the group. We have a really, really, really healthy community here. 8% for the day, almost 500 US. I mean, it is incredible what people are doing. Incredible. The difference between what we have and what other people are trying to do, which is taking people's money, saying they're going to trade for them, give them 10% or 15% or whatever amount, which will ultimately fail, which always fails. And I try to warn people, this is pure education. So when you learn this skill set, the sky is the limit, ladies and gentlemen. We have all of the recordings here. So let's say you're busy, back to the program. You're busy. You could tune into this session, Stock Options 101, join the bootcamp first class, and just press play. And you could binge, just like how you would binge Netflix. You would binge a series. You could binge something that could actually add value to you to help you stop thinking about bills. Because Bill is a recurring person that keeps coming every month. And he comes with friends. So we need to fill up our cups and minds to have more income streams, add more value, so you can take care and defeat Bill. Okay? Stock options is one of those educational academies that we have, which will take you from beginner to advanced. And everything is recorded here, guys. Everything. So you will be set up with a regulated broker account. This is how it's different. The education is what you pay for. Okay, let me go back to the presentation. The education is what you pay for. This is just one of the services. You get a whole bunch of services, guys. Just one of them. And not $300 an hour. It's only $200 for your first month. So can you see the value that people are getting at Iconic? Because we are bringing all of these top things to people. And the people who apply themselves are winning. So for $200 for your first month, which people are absolutely loving, and then $150 every month after, you get access to the academy to learn whether Forex, crypto, or stock options. You get also Monero Scanner. The Monero Scanner is an AI tool that scans the market 24/7 for you, and it gives you trades. It sends you trades, and we have an educator who helps you, who teaches you how to use this scanner. We even have an app called Solex on our phones, guys. Our very own household app that has copy and paste traders. They send you trades. We even have a new technology now called Swipe to Trade. So if copy and paste in trades was too hard, which takes less than a minute, I know some people say, oh, gosh, I have to copy and paste. Well, it got even better for those who fingers, get tired doing that for a minute. You could just swipe now. Swipe like you're unlocking your phone. Swipe to trade. And it will put in a trade for you with the stop loss, take profit, and everything. So how the company is evolving, I'm very excited because now it's a true learn and earn at the exact same time. So while you're on your journey of becoming a competent trader and learning how to read the charts, the same way you would learn in school how to write, you would learn how to draw, you learn a different language, you're going to actually learn how to extract money from the financial markets. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the missing skill set that I am so passionate about, that people have to learn, or they will forever stay in the rat race. Forever. Period. Punto final. I don't know what punto final means, but I grew up hearing that. Right? And then you have Plutus. Well, that's our next story. Let me share with you some stories from our WhatsApp group very quickly, guys. And then we'll wrap this thing up very quickly. Thank you for your time and attention. Let's go to our academy here. Let me share with you some of the stories we had in our community. This lady here, one of our superstars, meet Kizzy. Every month we're going to have our monthly success stories. Kizzy was a full-time 9-to-5 grind worker. Okay, she worked corporate for many years. And I remember meeting Kizzy, and she was very much engrossed and devoted to her education. And when we started to do the stock options, because she started with binary options and she was doing well, and then we said, you know what, guys, let's all go, because we work as a community together. Let's all go into the stock options. And we dove into that stock options bootcamp come February. The stock options bootcamp finished today. Today it finished, okay? If I'm not mistaken. I think Jessica ended it today, right? She said, congratulations, we graduated. Ladies and gentlemen, a 90 days bootcamp that could transform your entire life. She started to trade before the bootcamp finished. That's to tell you how passionate she was about it. And when she told me, Rich, I made 100% of my account. And I went and I did my withdrawal. And guys, we have no issues with withdrawals. Everything we do is above board. So you would set up your own broker account. So with stock options, right now we use Charles Schwab's. Go look them up and you go see, is Charles Schwab's a scam? What is Charles Schwab's? If you don't know, you need to know. Charles Schwab's is an internationally regulated bank that helps people trade the financial markets. You set up that in your name. You do your W-8 form. You're fully regulated to trade. And then you go open a bank account, a US account, right here in Trinity. Very easy. We have no red tapes. And as you trade and make your profits, you could transfer it to your bank account. And in addition to that, we have a Visa debit card from Charles Schwab's. We was in class Saturday in Arima. And my good friend, he pulled out his Visa debit card and he said, look, guys, Charles Schwab sent him his Visa card. So now he can spend all of his profits directly from his card and has to answer to no one. That is empowerment, not giving people their money to trade for you. See those get rich quick things? Get out of here, guys. If you're here for a get rich quick scheme, you could leave this call right now. This is not the place. I'm sorry. Okay? If you're lazy as well, you could leave the call as well. I say that to encourage you to think about education and think long term. Don't ask people who invited you how much money you make so far. That is irrelevant. If I ask my daughter going to school right now, who is 6 years old, okay, how much money you made today? She said, Daddy, what? I have to ask her, what did you learn in school today? So the culture we have out here with people who are chasing money, that's why they're broke. You need to chase education and raise your IQ. So be part of Iconic. That is what we're doing. We're going to the source of the problem, ladies and gentlemen. The next success story we have, thank you, Kizzy, for joining my call, is Shakila Wright, stay-at-home mom. And I'm going to share with you a very exciting part of this presentation that I absolutely love, because some people still do not know how powerful residual income is. So we have two of the very best industries here. We're learning a high-paying skill set, and we're making residual income if you choose to. It's optional. You get to decide how much money you want. And I know some of you in the call, some of you in this call love money. So you're going to love what I'm about to share here. All right. So Shaquila, from having to take a loan to get started, guys, to being able to make $1,000 a week and above, and having the opportunity to learn stock options and grow an incredible team, she is now changing her life totally, guys. So between Shaquila, the Kizzies, and all these other persons who are actively participating and putting in their best foot forward, they have a long-term game plan. They're not thinking 1 month, 2 months, 3 months profits. They're thinking generational wealth. Okay? So Iconic is really, really, really a blessing. And it's coming at the right time when people are tired of corruption. People are tired of trying different things. They just want something real. And that is why the Elite Pro Pack for only $200 and then $150 a month is life-changing, guys. You just have to be ready to change your life. Okay? So everything is on mobile. Okay? You get access to that. Plutus service. I have a young lady right now. Her name is Brittany. And Brittany's only 26. I don't know if she turned 26 this year. I think so. Right? But Brittany, when she shared with me how much money she makes from this one service called Plutus, it is ridiculous. She makes more money than some top career people I know who have a whole bunch of ego, that when you speak to them, they feel they know it all. But meanwhile, they still have to report her 8 to 4. And she's home cocked up on her bed. She called me the other day and she's like, Rich, I'm so tired. You know, I had to go take my daughter to gymnastics. And, you know, I had to come back home. And I have a Zoom call at 7 o'clock in the night. I said, Brittany, what you tired doing? You tired doing nothing. Right? She said, I know, life is so nice. But ladies and gentlemen, the times we live in are incredible. So I want to encourage you to come on. We even have in-person sessions. You can come and meet us in person and see how real we are. Meet people in person and you'll see the type of environment that we've created. We have a live location at SAPA. We're also working on another one at UE. Because we're expanding. People are interested. We come out for 3 hours. We train with trading and help people who are not tech savvy. So it doesn't matter if you know how to trade or not. This is for complete beginners. You start from scratch. You start from ground zero. Okay? So don't be intimidated and don't think you can't do this. You can do all things. All things. Not small things, not big things, not small things, not big things. All things, because you're created as a godling. Okay? I don't want to get religious on you guys, but when you know the principles, you will succeed regardless. We even have a crypto academy. So for those of you interested in crypto, we have a crypto academy as well. That is a different package. Okay? If I go back to the packages, but do not procrastinate, guys. $200 could change your life. Not doing this will affect your life, guys. More so than the $200. Okay? Now, I'm going to share with you the residual income side if you're interested in it. You don't have to be. I love this company because it's not traditional business. In traditional business, you would have no opportunity to make residual income. If you had to pay for these services and this was a traditional business company, you'd be paying thousands of US dollars a month, which I know hundreds of thousands of people around the world could never pay. And that is why I love this industry. And I have to clear one thing up as we're on the call. Just listen for a second. I'm wrapping up shortly. There's a difference between legitimate companies and those that are not legitimate. In this company, why I liked it is because people could come in and they could choose to make money from the service. They don't have to make money from the residual income side, which is the expansion of the company, which is word of mouth advertising. They can just come in and make money trading. Caramba. So we have a 3 and free program. If you know 3 persons who would be interested, your subscription is for free. So if you're thinking, oh, $150 a month, I don't know if I could pay that. That is why. If you are rethinking, if I could pay $150 a month, you miss the entire presentation. You miss the entire vision, and that's why you're going to stay where you are. Everything costs a price, guys. Freedom is not free. But you have to put your money where your mouth is. You have to get down and grind. You have to be in the environment and put in the work. I've never seen... This is not the lottery. Everything has a cost. But if you see the value, you say only 150, you will go and you will find that money. You will do what you have to do, then your life changes. But if you have to say 150 a month, ladies and gentlemen, you pay WASA. Your job is a recurring subscription right now that you have to pay for. You have to get your lunch. You have to pay a taxi, your gas, your clothes, your underarm, your everything. That's a recurring bill you will have at your job. And you have to wait till the end of the month for them to say, okay, this is what you're with. Thank you for your time. So you have to prioritize and know value when you see value so you could escape, like how I did, the rat race. If you choose to, it's a choice. All right. Now I'm going to show you how lucrative this can be for you, because you are seeing this presentation before hundreds of thousands of people in whatever country you're calling from right now. You're a part of the first. Now, when you think of business, guys, I know we have some business people on this call. I've been in traditional business before, and it is very capital intensive. To be successful in traditional business, you need a lot of capital, guys. To be successful in a expanding company business, you need a lot of people. So when you understand the dynamics of the business model you're in, because this is business, we're expanding an educational company where the customers can make money and the business persons can make even a lot of money more. Okay? When you understand the dynamics and how the business models work, then you could perform accordingly with the right mindset. So it's very cheap and affordable to get started in this business. $200. Okay. And then if you want to become an independent business owner and upgrade from a customer, you can do so for $30 US. That $30 US, when I paid that, that has been the best thing I've done, because from $30 US and 15 US every month after that, we have been earning from $3,000 to $4,000 US every single month additionally, because we're smart, guys. We understand business models and we understand what is legitimate and what is not. We don't take anyone's money or trade for anyone. We provide the best education so persons can come, trade, learn, take their time, take however long they want, 5 years, it doesn't matter to me. Your learning curve is your learning curve. And if they decide to expand the company with us, where we will help, you could make extra income that now you could take this income and you could put it in your trading account and you could grow that money for yourself too. So how much money can people earn? Let me hold on for this, guys. Hold on for this. Some of you guys are going to see this and get extremely excited. Some of you guys are going to see this and say, oh, I'm not too sure, right? I don't know if I could do this. So as Henry Ford says, there's no right or wrong, but thinking makes it so. Whatever you think, if you can or you can't, you're right. And I'm not going to try and change your mindset about that. You have to do that for you. I already changed mine and I have my freedom. You need to do it for you now. So how does this work if you decide to take part of the compensation plan, which is separate from the trade-in money, separate from the skill sets you're learning? The compensation plan will afford you to earn extra US income by expanding. So how does this work? Let's say you have 4 persons who are interested in the education. Think business for a second. You start a new business. Let's say a traditional business. You want to sell shoes. Who are you going to sell shoes to? You have to sell shoes to people. People are your resource. So you have to go and advertise. You have to go and open your mouth. As they say, a closed mouth never gets fed. You have to go and market, which is the highest paying skill set on the planet that they don't tell people. Sales. You have to do that or you will starve. So let's say you know 4 persons who are interested in changing their lives, learning a higher paying skill set in education, and they get started. You will get paid $50 US per person. The company says, okay, thank you. Here's a commission. That is incredible, guys. That is why this is the 21st best business model ever. But you just need to know what is legit and what is not. Okay? Outside of that, if 4 persons get started, that's 4 by 50, that's $200. You already broke even for business people who understand business. You want to break even as fast as possible. Especially if you can't keep up with the monthlies. It's your business to get break even. And then the company says, you know what? We're going to pay you $100 US every month because you brought 4 customers to the company and they're enjoying our service. Isn't that phenomenal? So for 4 customers that saw the program, enjoying the services, making money from the services or educating themselves, you can make $100 a month. And that's just with 4. The company says that if those 4 end up growing to 12, 6, and 6, because it's a binary structure, which is an incredible business plan structure, okay? You could make $500 a month. Ladies and gentlemen, in my country here, Trinidad and Tobago, that's 4,000 TT dollars, roughly. That is above the minimum wage. Do you know how many lives are going to be impacted with the skill sets that they're learning? 1, from the education, and from the residual income, if they choose to do it. This is why we're very passionate about what we do. And we share it because we know it's legit. We share it because we know lives are changing. I would not be on this mic and on this call to jeopardize my credibility and my name and my family and promote something that would have people knocking on my door. Get out of here, guys. No way. No way. But because I understand what is legit and what is not, it was very easy for me to do this. Okay? The next level is called Influencer 1000. I just shared with you Shakila. Shakila is at $1,000 a month. Guys, it took her 2 months to do that. 2 months. 8,000 TT. Some of you guys had to go and do all kind of course, all kind of degree, and still not over 8,000 TT a month. And she's doing it from the comfort of her home and learning a high-paying skill set and trading stock options and the Forex market. Who's in a better place in life? Think of that. Gets to spend time with her family and grow international business, because her business is not just Trinidad and Tobago, it's all over. We're in an online world. And that is just going to keep growing. So the next time you probably jump on this call, you might see me with a new newsletter. Oh, Shakila is at Prodigy 6K, 6,000 US a month. Oh, and she just made 6,000 US trading as well in 5 minutes. That is what you're going to be hearing in the future. Okay, you're going to be hearing this. You're going to be hearing this company. Some of you guys are going to say, wait, boy, I hear about them when it was April. Good. It's not April 2026. I should join now, boy. It's going to have some people like that. It always happens. It always happens. Okay, so we're here for those that are ready, and we'll be here for those when they get ready, because we ain't going nowhere. Education, it ain't going nowhere. Okay, but the expansion part, the company said that they'll pay up to $1.1 million US a month if you have 48,000 customers. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a world of over 1 billion people. We live in a country with over 1 million people. It's not going to be hard for people to get to $1 million US a month in this compensation plan. You just have to know what you want. Okay. So that being said, I want to congratulate you all for being on this call. Congratulations for those getting started. Congratulations for those who I'm going to be meeting in person and partnering with us and helping you all in your education and learning this high-paying skill set. Okay. And once again, I will reiterate, you do not have to participate in all the money. If you want some of the money, you could just do the trading. You could just do the trading. Okay. But if you want all the money, welcome aboard. We'll help you with everything. But do not feel that you have to. I'm saying this again because some people are going to leave this call, and because you talk yourself out of things. But I'm doing my best to make sure you don't miss the vision. People perish for lack of vision, guys. Not information, vision. Okay? So with that being said, I appreciate you all jumping on. This is Iconic. Again, my name is Richard Gabriel. I left out Liangu because it's too long. Richard Liangu Gabriel. But I'll see everyone